Okay, so we hear you're having a boot camp, a youth success boot camp. That sounds like a lot of fun. Tell us a little bit about it.
Boot camp, to clarify, is not a soldier army kind of boot camp.
I was expecting people to go there marching and...
We basically want to allow the kids, like what I've shared just now, allow the kids to come in, find their reason, find why they have to study, what is their motivational factor behind all their behaviors. Also, we want to share with them the strategy, the skills of studying to make things easier for them. Because in school nowadays, there's so much information, so much things to learn. So the right use of strategy, the right use of skills helps them. Okay, and of course we engages both sides of the brain, the left hand side, the right hand side. It comes with activities, it comes with lectures, it comes with debrief. And what we believe is this: the education is a process of self-discovery. So during the activities, the child will be able to learn and discover more about themselves, right? And why and to discover why they behave in certain ways. And from there, changes occur.
So are we talking about children here or teenagers? I mean, what age group are we talking about?
We're talking about 9 to 17, but we run the camp separately. So primary school and secondary school.
Okay, so upper primary and throughout from Sec 1 to Sec 5.
Yes.
Interesting. And tell us, I mean, recently with the Asian Parent, we've run a Happy Child contest. So much of emphasis on happy children, but would you say it's determined with the child itself, or is happiness permeated through parents? I mean, how do you raise happy children?
I think there's a lot of factors that comes into play with a happy children. Family environment. Do not allow the child to also grow freely, make their own choices. Right? I believe parents want the best for their child, and sometimes they overdo it. So they get the child to enroll in courses after courses after courses. All the weekends are burns and stuff like that. However, I believe the child has to make the decision. Does the child really love to go for piano lesson, ballet, other kind of art lessons, other kind of courses? So it comes with a lot of factors. Family, family environment support the child to grow happily. And also, I also believe this: a child can be smart, can go for courses, okay, but we can also raise a happy child. Do not need to over stress the child, and do not need to over stress the child, and in the end you raise smart child but unhappy. They're unhappy.
True.
Right. So I believe it's choices given to the child, the freedom of having a choice. And I believe this is also what my principle is. Happiness occurs when we have freedom of choice.
Freedom of choice. And so a lot of parents in Singapore, they send their kids for tuitions.
Yeah.
And so it's school up to like 3-4 p.m. and then there's Chinese class, there's Chinese tuition, there's math tuition, maybe higher Chinese tuition. I mean, why is this fascination with tuition? Does tuition actually help? Because if all these kids seem to keep needing tutors, then there must be a problem with our education system. So our education system is failing.
Now, I to clarify, I have nothing against tuition. Tuition is part of the strategy. It's part of the strategy. Once a child didn't do well in exam, okay, the first instinct the parents comes to mind is tuition. Or the teacher is more homework. For the tuition, for parents is more tuition. So it's part of the strategy. It's a shortcut to having a short-term success. It's a shortcut to having a short-term success. However, a lot of parents didn't find out what is the root of the problem. Maybe the root of the problem is not more homework. It's not that the kids don't understand the subject. Maybe the kids just don't have interest in that particular subject. Maybe the kids just don't have self-esteem or self-confidence. Maybe they are using the wrong strategy or skill. So for this, parents have to find out what is the root of the problem. Just like a tree, for a tree to grow good fruits, first we must take care of the root. If the tree has bad root, rotten root, they won't grow good fruit. So what is the root of it? Tuition may solve the problem. Okay, if the problems comes from do not understand of the subject. But if the problems come from elsewhere, then they are not solving the problem, and they are just adding on more stress for the kids. Right? And it becomes a vicious cycle. Once the kids feel stressed, they are not interested in the subject, and it goes on and on and on.
Thank you so much, Joe.
Thank you.
To find out more about the Youth Success Bootcamp, visit theasianparent.com.